In this video, we are going to test our basket API's get, post and delete request using the Postman and debug our application. Because we will follow and understand the CQRS and mediator request lifecycle, we will send HTTP request from the client and we will perform that the request comes from the mediator and mediator trigger the handler and handle will be perform actual operation and return response. So we will validate this flow into our application. For that purpose, please open the Visual Studio, set a startup project of Basket API and run HTTPS mode. After running the application, we are going to place debug points into our endpoint and handler class. Our application is running successfully. So now I am going to open the get basket endpoint and put a breakpoint inside of the delegate handler and go to handler class, put a breakpoint in the beginning of the handle method, and following the same steps for different HTTP delete operations, and after that HTTP post operation, which is the store basket use cases. Okay, our breakpoints are ready and we have already run our application, and our basket API microservices is listening on HTTPS localhost 5051 port. So if you open the Postman, you can see that we have separate folder for basket microservices, and I have created HTTP get, post and delete endpoints inside of this folder. So if you open the get basket by username, you can see that basket URL variable comes from the localhost environment and the value is 5051. You can change the environment in here, and now we are on the localhost deployment strategy. So you can see the endpoint continue with the basket and we can specify the username as a request parameters. So now if I click the HTTP send method, this will be trigger our application and comes from the get basket endpoint. And if you continue with the step over, we will send mediator to the get basket query information with incoming username, and this will be trigger our get basket query handler class, and this is the handle operation which is the actual business operation. For now we will mocking this operation and returning an empty shopping cart with the username as a SWN. Here you can see that if we hit F5, this will be returning to us a random and empty cart object. The username is SWN and there is no items for this cart. So we have confirmed that the HTTP get operation is successfully triggered the carter endpoint and successfully triggered the mediator handler class. And as the same way, we can send HTTP post request in order to store new basket into our database. So here you can see that I have created HTTP post operation and our endpoint is basket URL. This is the 5051 port and slash basket, and this is the HTTP post operation. That's why you can see that body raw JSON format is in here. This is starting and empty JSON body, and here you can see the cart object. The cart name is very critical in here. If you open the Visual Studio, if you go to the store basket endpoint, you can see that our store basket request includes the parameter of the shopping cart and the shopping cart variable name as a cart. So that's why we should give the exactly same name of this parameter name into our Postman, and that's why this is the cart. And opening a new object, inside of the new object you can see the members of the shopping cart, and this is the items that we have added 2 items into our shopping cart. So let's send HTTP post request and see the request pipeline lifecycle. So send button, and this will be triggered store basket endpoint, and the first step is we are converting the command object, and inside of the command object, if you expand this one, you can see that cart object is populating and comes from the our incoming HTTP post operation. And if you continue to our debug, you can see that mediator will be sent this command to the command handler, and this will be trigger our actual operation. I'm going to remove this breakpoint from the validation behavior, that you can see that our validations also trigger. And here you can see the store basket command handle method to perform the actual operation, store basket in database and update the cache. For now we are going to return mocking response, and we can continue our debug, that you can see that this will be continue and converting our result object to the response and return back to the created response to the client. So we have confirmed that also our post store basket operation is working perfectly. But the important thing is in here, when we are sending HTTP post request, we should create JSON structure same as the request class. So request class is inside of our store basket endpoint, and you can see the request class. So it is accepting shopping cart, and this cart variable name is crucial when sending the request to do HTTP post operation. If you change this variable name, your JSON will not be accepted. If you, for example, change the name as a cart2 or shopping cart, and if you go back the HTTP post operation, your JSON would not be work, and your JSON is expecting the exact same name parameter in here. So the JSON is very important, and the naming is also very important. And finally, we can go to the HTTP delete operation. In here, I have created HTTP delete basket URL. This is the endpoint, and this username comes from our request parameter. I'm going to hit the send button, and this will be trigger our get basket endpoint. If I continue, I can see that this will be trigger get basket delete basket command handler class successfully and return a mock response. And if I hit 5, I can verify that delete operation performs successfully. As you can see that we have confirmed CQRS and mediator request lifecycle by sending HTTP get post and delete request to our basket microservices.